On Thursday, Imran Khan's new Pakistan was once again humiliated on an international platform for failing to act against terrorism and supporting it, speaking at the 45th session of UN Human Rights Council.
We, the people of Pakistani-occupied Jammu Kashmir, plead this August Council to stop Pakistan from treating us like animals. The Azad Kashmir Elections Act 2020 has taken away all political, civil and constitutional rights. Our activities opposing accession to Pakistan have been declared anti-state in flagrant violation of United Nations resolutions. We are treated as traitors in our own home, simply for defending it. By declaring our political activities illegal, this act gives the Pakistani army a free hand to assassinate our people through targeted killings and enforced disappearances, Pakistan's favorite action against all those who disagree with their policies. Pakistan is brainwashing innocent youth on both sides of the border in Jammu Kashmir, making them cannon fodder in the proxy war with India. Pakistan continues to run terror camps from Azad Kashmir. In this backdrop, Pakistan is now trying to declare disputed territory of Gilgit-Baltistan as its province, depriving our people of their land and their identity and culture. Pakistani revisionist moves would throw the whole world into a brutal war. Pakistan has taken our freedom. Pakistan placed their boot of tyranny on our throat, suppressing our voice. But we hope our voice shall be heard here. We beg the peace-loving world to stop what's happening to us, break away the chains, keeping us from standing free and happy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Madam President, Gilgit-Baltistan has always been a part of the state of Jammu and Kashmir. While Pakistan cries about the removal of Article 370, it committed the crime of removing the state subject rule in Gilgit-Baltistan, which allowed Pakistani settlers to destroy its demography forever. This terrible demographic invasion plunged Gilgit-Baltistan into a sectarian bloodbath that continues even today. Without people's consent and in violation of the UN resolutions, Pakistan handed over thousands of square miles of Gilgit-Baltistan land to China. For decades, our people in Gilgit-Baltistan are suffering from heinous horrors at the hands of the Pakistani army. Their lands are forcibly taken away, their livelihood snatched, and their voices met with brutal crackdown, arbitrary detentions, and assassinations. People who raise their voice are meeting the fate of Haider Shah Rizvi, who was brutally murdered. His son, Mehdi Shah, is helpless refugee in France, and his countless supporters fear the same dismal fate. Baba Jan and his colleagues continue to languish in jail. Their only crime is that they spoke against barbarous acts and human rights violations in Gilgit-Baltistan. I plead for the sake of our people that this august council take a note of this alarming situation and save the people of Gilgit-Baltistan.
Thank you very much. Next.
Thank you very much. Pakistan is attempting to illegally make Gilgit-Baltistan her fifth province. On October 31st, 1947, Pakistan instigated a coup d'etat in Gilgit Agency with the collaboration of British officers of Gilgit Scouts and occupied Gilgit Agency. By attacking the state of Jammu Kashmir and Gilgit Agency, Pakistan has committed a war of aggression, crime against peace and crime against humanity, all of which tantamount to war crimes. Today we are faced with double colonization of Gilgit-Baltistan as China joins Pakistan under Belt and Road Initiative. More than 100 human rights activists are languishing in prisons. For every 25 people, Pakistan has deployed one soldier in Gilgit-Baltistan. Almost every single government official serving in Gilgit-Baltistan is Pakistani. Our natural resources are being plundered. UN resolutions regarding Jammu Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan seem to have become obsolete. Hence, a new approach has become the need of the hour. Therefore, I demand that Pakistan be tried for war crimes, that the world should collectively demand withdrawal of Pakistan army from our lands, that all Belt and Road Initiative projects between Pakistan and China should be declared illegal by the United Nations. A Truth and Reconciliation Commission should be set up to investigate the 1990s genocide of Hindu Pandits in Kashmir. committed by Pakistan-sponsored jihadi terrorists in collaboration with local Muslim clergy. I thank you very much.
Thank you. Next.
Attention to the fact that legally Pakistan has no locus standi on Jammu and Kashmir. Yet, since the late 1980s, Pakistan's military establishment has used youth from Indian-administered Jammu and Kashmir to join its various terrorist proxies like Hizbul Mujahideen, Lashkar-e-Toiba, and Jaish-e-Mohammed. Rejection of India was the slogan dictated to these youth. Islamic Caliphate and merger of Jammu and Kashmir with Pakistan, the aims. Thousands of Kashmiris who did not agree were killed by these terrorist proxies. Those who subscribed to the Indian constitution were specifically targeted. Today, led by its foreign minister, Pakistan is demanding a return of the autonomy that Jammu and Kashmir had earlier enjoyed under the Indian constitution. The same constitution against which it started this proxy war in which Kashmiris were massacred. Madam President, will Pakistan be allowed to get away just like that? Even after it ruptured our social fabric, ordered the killing of thousands of my fellow Kashmiris, exploited our youth as pawns in its proxy war, and was majorly responsible for getting our autonomy diluted through unleashing its terror policy. I humbly urge this Council to summon the Islamic Republic of Pakistan for an audit and hold it accountable for the destruction of my homeland. Thank you.
Madam President, respect for human rights is universal and paramount and applies to all countries, including Pakistan, and terrorism inherently undermines the promotion and protection of human rights. Talking to CNN in February 2019, Pakistan's Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi admitted that UN-designated terrorist and chief of Jaish-e-Mohammed Masood Azhar resides in Pakistan. To BBC in March 2019, Mr. Qureshi confessed that his government and Jaish-e-Mohammed maintained official contact. In July 2019, Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan told the U.S. Institute of Peace in Washington that his country hosts 40,000 terrorists. In June 2020, Prime Minister Imran Khan referred to Al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden as a martyr in the country's parliament. Last month, Pakistan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs acknowledged the presence of UN-designated terrorist Dawood Ibrahim on its territory. Madam President, there is no need to elaborate. Pakistani officials have time and again confessed the country continues to be a safe haven for terrorists and terrorist organizations. The UN Security Council's consolidated list of terrorist individuals and entities includes 146 entries from Pakistan. With all due respect, I am compelled to ask, why is Pakistan still a member of this August Council? Thank you.
To religious minorities. Recently in Punjab, 3 girls under the age of 18 and belonging to Christian families were abducted, forcibly converted to Islam, and married by force. In these cases, Pakistani courts have ruled in favor of the abductor. Courts have ignored the parents' appeals for recovery of their children. In Pakistan, the Child Marriage Restraint Act 2019 sets the age limit for marriage at 18, but courts are failing to determine the correct age of minor girls for the purpose of marriage. Courts have refused to consider birth certificates and other official documents which confirm age and religion of the girls. We call on the government of Pakistan to bring justice to these families and to enforce legislation prohibiting child marriage with strict age verification mechanisms by the judiciary. And we call on Pakistan to enforce Article 20 of its constitution, which prohibits forced religious conversion. Thank you.